game. But let's get to another key moment in Game 2 of the ALCS. Justin Verlander on in the 9th inning. After Judge flew out, Didi Gregorius hits a single. And then A.J. Hinch decides to leave Verlander in. We obviously now know he's rewarded for that, but that's a big decision at that moment to make. Verlander gets Gary Sanchez to fly out. Then Greg Bird, who hit a home run off of Ken Giles in Game 1, grounds out to end the inning. Postseason managers have been going to the bullpen whenever their starter runs into trouble. We've seen that throughout this postseason. Do you think Hinch has shown other managers to maybe trust their starter?
No, because no one else has Justin Verlander, and I think that's a big key here. A lot of factors. You mentioned a couple of them. Giles was exhausted, admittedly. You know, he was available today, but I think ideally in a perfect world, Hinch says to himself, man, if my old veteran is just chugging along, I'm going to stick with him until he really looks like he's in trouble. You mentioned that word, in trouble. I don't think Verlander ever looked in trouble, even with that Didi swing. And I thought it was a very great swing by Didi because all these Yankees were swinging for the fences, and Didi finally shortened up and went to what the defense gave him. That didn't necessarily put Verlander in trouble. I also thought throughout this game, Verlander owned Gary Sanchez. Sanchez was a great offensive player. Sanchez looked very, very meek against Verlander and put up some very pathetic at-bats. So after Didi gets on, you got a runner on first base, Gary coming up. I think A.J. Hinch looked at it and said, the velocity's right where it was in the first, second, third innings with Verlander. I don't see any signs of him slowing down or tiring. This is sort of his M.O. He's a horse. He's got that big trunk, those big legs. He uses that to power off, and he doesn't look like he's tiring at all. He's owned Gary Sanchez this whole game. I like that matchup. I'm going to stick with him. He gets the fly ball, and then after Gary Sanchez, you got Bird, and a tired closer in Giles who just gave up a home run to Bird.
Yeah.
I think he liked rolling the dice with going to his starter. There's some great pitchers featured throughout this entire postseason. And, you know, if Joe Madden watches John Lester roll right along through 8 innings tomorrow, I could see him maybe rolling him out for the ninth because he's earned that. He's a veteran. He's done it on the big stage under the bright lights of the postseason before, and so he would earn that from Madden. Verlander earned that today. And the funny part for me about earning that with Hinch, they don't have a great rapport with one another.
He just got there.
Just got there. But he knows from being a baseball guy, this is why they got him. This is why Verlander waived this no-trade clause for this moment so that his manager could not look down at the bullpen or not grab the phone and just go, it's all yours. Go finish what you started.
Well, and he's proven that in his time with the Astros so far.
He's been tremendous. He has been way beyond what they could have hoped in getting a hired gun for the postseason.
And, you know, he's got to be happy.
Oh, yeah.
To be in the position that they're in right now.
This is, like I said,
ring.
This is exactly why he waived this no-trade clause, for big moments and to prove to everyone that he's one of the best pitchers in the game. Sort of wrote him off a little bit in 2014, 2015. He is back in a big way, and he dominated the